We're almost done, you guys. Stick around. Now we're leaving the homophobic now. We are now entering the queer joy, okay? Stories. Oh, guys, look at my muscle. Oh. No, you can't see it. You can't see it. Stop looking. In this episode of It Gets Better. In this episode, I will be sharing real-life experiences, and part 2 will be borderline homophobic to absolute queer joy. Okay, story number 1. If you know me, you know that I don't like shopping. The only place that we shop is at Aritzia, and I love going to Aritzia not because of the clothes, but because they always ask us if we're sisters. And I always have the urge to tell them, you mean scissors sisters? No. If I go to Aritzia and you see both of us, please ask me and I will tell you exactly what we are. I think Caitlin and I were holding hands. I can't remember where we were. We were holding hands and the senior guy comes up to us and he goes,
"Are you two together?"
I said, "Yes, we are." And he goes,
"You know, I always have to hold my wife's hand."
And I'm like, I don't have time for this because I'm thinking he's gonna give me some homophobic. I'm very defensive in that way. Like, why do I need to know why you always have to hold your wife's hand? I always have to be open for conversations now because what if he's looking to buy or sell? I said, "No, sir, tell me why."
I have to always hold on to my dear wife because if I don't, she ends up going off and buying whatever she wants.
And I go, "Oh, okay." Ha 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 ha. The guy was just trying to be funny. Thanks for sharing. This experience happened while I was sleeping. I think it deserves to be in this list. I didn't even know that this happened. I just found out yesterday when I was writing my list. My wife's grandma was in the hospital. Shout out to MH. But she's passed now. She's promoted, as we'd like to say. And it's really important for my wife to be there. Therefore, it's important for me to be there. I took a few days off where I didn't go to work. I just need to be in the hospital with her. We even slept in the hospital. I'm not talking a hospital bed or the hospital floor. I'm talking about a windowsill. I slept on a windowsill about this wide, this long. Probably the size of a pillow times 2. And I was like this as I was sleeping. And one of our titas said to Caitlin 4 words. And it means so much to us, to me. I didn't know this happened, but it means a lot to me. She says to Caitlin, she looks at me apparently. She looked at me and she looked at Caitlin and she said,
"A man would never."
And you know what? I cannot confirm or deny because I'm not a man, but I agree. She's probably right. A man would never sleep on a windowsill this small in the hospital. I would consider that as queer joy. It just warms my heart so much. We're getting closer to absolute queer joy. This is getting there. It's getting better, I promise. This story is actually very quick. This story happened in Santorini. I didn't realize how nerve-wracking it is to get married, number 1. Number 2, to get married while other people, strangers, are watching. What are people saying? I was just trying to turn it off and not worry about it so much. The hotel manager is saying, "We love the gays. We love the gays." And I go, "We love the gays? The gays?" He was a little bit fruity. His name's Spiro. He meant the guests, not gays. But he says he loves gays also. Shout out to Spiro. Shout out to our Thermi Hotel Suites for facilitating. You guys are great. I wanted to do a show and tell. I don't know if I have time, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This are different flowers from our different weddings. When we got married in Santorini, I really didn't want flowers because we've already spent on these dry flowers for our civil wedding. But when we went to Santorini for a symbolic wedding, I did not want to spend any more money on the flowers, and I knew I couldn't take them home anyway. So our friends, Lisa and Carmel, went to the grass fields and grabbed this wheats and leaves and grass. They've dried out now, but they look so good still. And these are my favorite flowers because they're free and they're hand-picked. And yes, we did snuck them into our suitcases, and here they are. Maybe I should cut that out. I've told this story about 6 times now to everybody I know. 6 people, no. To everybody who wants to hear it. Now I'm gonna say it one last time because everybody should hear it. The more I tell the story, the more I believe it. Because sometimes it's so hard to believe it actually happened. And I wish it would happen more and more. But I don't think it's gonna happen again. But I'm gonna tell you anyways. This is number 2. It's a close It's a close second to number 1, but we're almost done, you guys. Stick around. I wasn't even there. I was in the car when this happened, okay? But again, my partner just told me what happened, and I have to just believe her. And if she says it's true, she couldn't believe it either. She was there. So here's what happened. I was in the car. We drive over to Cobb's Bread. Yes, Cobb's Bread. The Cobb's Bread. Half hour before closing. We were only there to get sourdough bread. She goes in to get sourdough bread. About 10 minutes later, she comes back with 3 loaves of sourdough bread. And I go, wow, what happened? You know, when my wife goes in to buy something, there's always more that comes. I get it. But this time, I had to question, right? I had to question why, why. And if you know my wife, you know the face that she makes when she can't believe things. She just couldn't believe it, okay? But she's just mastered that I can't believe it face because I'm so unbelievable. Okay, let me finish the story. So she begins to tell me. She goes, I go in there to ask for loaf bread, and they ask,
would you want me to slice it?
She says, yes. They slice it. They slice it wrong. And she says, or too thick or too thin, whatever. They did it wrong. And she goes,
I'm going to go do another one for you.
They did one. They did it right. And then she goes,
you can have both of them.
She says, no. I only need one. It's okay. And then the Cobb's Bread lady goes,
you know what? While you're here, I'm going to slice this one also for you.
No, I don't want. It's okay.
No, you should have it.
No, my wife is not gonna accept too much bread. Cobb's lady goes,
it's okay. Take 3. Lesbians love bread.
And she just couldn't believe. I mean, it's true. We're not denying. Everybody loves bread, but lesbians do love bread. So I just wish I was there in that moment so I can agree with her and maybe take whatever else she's giving the lesbians. I think that location is so good. Every time I go there, the girls seem like they love working there. They're in such a good mood. Shout out to Walnut Grove Cobb's Bread because lesbians do, in fact, love bread. That is the story how we ended up with 3 loaves of sourdough bread. And we couldn't even argue. We couldn't believe, we couldn't argue, we couldn't deny the bread. Because lesbians love bread. Woo! We made it. We made it, you guys. This is the final story of my queer joy story, and it does not involve any. This is a short one because I'm just so amazed. I know, I'm just so amazed. Okay, so the same story remember that story from the last episode, the part 1, where I said Gabby was questioning why there would be 2 wedding dresses? Okay, in that same story, there was a Gabby and there was an Ariel. Ariel is about 6, and you would think she's not paying attention. You would think it's not clocking to her, right? Well, she just said, love is love. And that was it. And to me, that is the most absolute queer joy moment. Because I didn't have to explain anything to her. It's just so simple. I think kids, we don't give them that much credit. You know, we think, oh, they're just kids, they're not going to understand. Ariel, at that moment, I was so impressed and so proud that she just knew and she just got it and she didn't need to question it because it's none of her goddamn business. That's why. But I understand that some kids are curious, like Gabby, and some of them just want answers. And I'm happy that my wife was there to explain to me that there are 2 different types of kids that require different kinds of love. Okay? I get it.
So that concludes our homophobic to borderline homophobic to absolute queer joy stories.
I hope you enjoy that. I really hope that some of these stories inspire you to share yours. Maybe if somebody somehow came out to you accidentally or on purpose, you would know how to react or not. Whatever is meant to happen will happen. Try not to embarrass yourselves, and sometimes some people do take more time to accept. Their opinions are not the only opinions in the world, like myself. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. What a palate cleanser. I hope that at the end of this second part, everyone feels a little bit better. I sure feel better. Okay, I gotta go to my appointment. Bye!